Hi guys, today let's talk safety deposit boxes. A lot of people swear by them and think they're the greatest thing in the world, and they definitely have their pros, but they also have their cons when you are looking at it in the lens of you've passed away or you've lost your capacity and you yourself can no longer make it to that box to open it. So in Georgia, here's what happens. If you are the only person listed on that safety deposit box and you were to pass away, it requires a court order from the probate court to have someone open it. And the downside to that is, well, not only does it cost money and takes time and all of that, but besides that, even if you can open it, the only thing that person can then do is inventory the items that are in that box. That doesn't give them the ability to take anything out of the box, except if there is an original will in there. And if the original will is in there, a lot of times the banks will not let you take it, but the banks themselves will go and take it to the proper probate court. So in order to actually take things out of that box, you have to open probate for that person. So if they have a will, the executor needs to probate that will and get a court order, blessing them with authority to go do things as executor. And then if there's not a will, then someone that's a loved one needs to file an application to be the administrator of your estate, and then similarly gets a court order to go and take things out of the box. And then they have to follow the instructions of either what the law says if you don't have a will of who inherits the things in that box, or follow the terms of the will, of course, if there is one. What I recommend instead is if you can have a fireproof safe in your house. This could be for not only sentimental items or precious metals and jewels and documents and things like that. But at least for your will, your power of attorney, your medical documents, things like that, instead of a safety deposit box, I recommend a fireproof safe in your house. They make them small, document size, specific for documents. And then on top of that, you want to make sure that your trusted agent, or maybe the executor or agent you named in your documents, knows where it is and has the ability to get into it. Okay, because if the document that's in the safety deposit box or in the fireproof safe says who can open it, you can't open it without knowing who's allowed to open it. So you can kind of see how it gets a little messy there. Another tip could be if you really want a safety deposit box, because there are definite benefits, if there's ever a house fire and things like that, or if there's ever anyone that breaks into your house, of course, a safety deposit box is going to protect those things. So what I recommend is to not be the sole person listed on that box to be able to get into it. You want to make sure you have a trusted person, whether it's a spouse or a child, maybe even two people, in case 2 out of the 3 people were to pass away and not be able to get in there. So that's another way kind of around that, is listing them directly on there. They would need to go to the bank and sign some paperwork and things like that. But that would also allow that person, if you were incapacitated or if you were to pass away, to go and get into that box. So those are my tips for safety deposit boxes. And so there you go.